What is up, guys? Jake from OneHive here with our next cleanup attack episode. This one is on a pretty common base. I believe this is called sudoku. I'm not a forums guy, so if I'm wrong, I'm sure you guys will correct me. But believe that's what this is. And there's a pretty common way to beat it. Normally, 90% of the time, what you're going to see is Teslas on the outside like this, and giant bombs and double giant bombs in 2 of those 4 remaining locations there. However, you might remember a while back I did a video on learning versus teaching, and this base really is one of the reasons that I say it's better to not memorize attacks. Not saying that's what Shadow did here, absolutely did not, but he did approach it as a normal sudoku, which is just common, it's just nature. That's how you would approach this base. But the reason I say don't memorize attacks is because you never know. People are going to change things up, just like this guy did. Shadow goes in like we recommend people do and starts dropping barbs around these areas. The goal there is to trigger those Teslas so that then you can use your balloons that he brought to eliminate those Teslas. Then you can send hogs in and pre-trigger any bombs that are there. The problem is, and maybe could have looked at it and done it a little differently, just because these archer towers that are out, usually they're not out at the very far wall like that. Sort of said, okay, the Teslas aren't popping, they're not there. So he goes ahead and sends in a giant coming in this way, and then some balloons, a giant, and some balloons. And the Teslas pop here and here. I believe he sends in the same thing, giant, and some balloons here. Now, these balloons also help get, I can see some over here, help get the CC lure. But anyways, does that on each one of these compartments. Those are where the Teslas pop. And then he begins to send in hogs, test hogs. He sends a hog in here. It does not trigger a bomb. I think he sends a hog in here, it does not. And he sends a hog in here, which does trigger a bomb. So he's got a double bomb set here, he knows. The reason he didn't do anything down here is because this is where his kill squad's going in at. So he doesn't have to do anything there. Now, once that's all done and the CC is lured, he brings him down here to the bottom, drops him on an anchor, which is Wizards, normal kill squad stuff. Sends a golem in right here, wall breakers offset very nicely, walks right in, goes into here, drops a beautiful jump spell right there to take out the queen. All that's going good. I think the reason this didn't get 3-starred was 2 things. One is because it did sort of, obviously when you go in with a plan, you're expecting bombs or traps to be in certain locations, and they're not there. It sort of catches you off guard. You'll notice I didn't say any Teslas triggered here because they weren't. There was one here, and there was one over here, I think just for a, CC lure block, basically. So he goes in, takes out the queen, all's going well here, then starts to send his hogs in. I think the second mistake he made was splitting up his hogs here. He sent the large group in here, and then he sent a few in here. Now, I know why he did it. He wanted, these are already taken out, I believe, by the kill squad, or maybe not, maybe the hog takes them out as well. He wanted to eliminate this for his hogs to ever path there. So he wanted this archer tower down. And there was really no threat of them going this direction because both of these defenses were dead. So they do a good job. They go here and then they path into the base. However, he loses quite a few. There's a spring trap right here, so he loses 3 hogs right out of the gates. And having his hogs split up, he has to drop a heal. He drops a heal for him, drops a heal for these hogs. Now, when the hogs get into the core here, which is good, they sort of go crazy on him. They come over here and then they split up. Like some hogs go this way, a few hogs go up this way, and the big group of hogs continue on through. Now, he has to continue with his heals on his big group of hogs, but just with the spring traps, splitting the hogs up this way to where he had to use a heal on the smaller group just to keep them going. I think it was just spread too thin. It took too long. His hogs petered out, and this backside of the base just did not get cleaned up. But again, it was not a bad attack. It was a good attack. I think just some minor mistakes, minor tweaks would have gotten a 3-star. And it's always hard on the first attack when you don't know where everything's at, and especially when they do this to you, when they throw it off, it makes it much harder on the first guy, but a lot of times makes it a lot easier on the second guy. So let's clear all this out of the way. Let's watch Shadow do it, and then we'll come back to the board. All right, here we go. You see, he immediately starts dropping these barbs. He wants to try to trigger these Teslas that just don't trigger. They don't pop. So he's sort of saying, okay, things aren't where I thought they were. So he immediately drops his, I didn't mention the Giants. He does a good job there. Maybe I didn't mention. Drops the Giants to distract those balloons, let those balloons get in there and do some work. You see the Tesla popping up top there. These balloons doing a good job on the side over here, and the Tesla popping on the right side of the top there. So now at this point, he has a lot of skeleton air traps there too. Everything's sort of cleared out of the way where he can test for these bombs, sending a hog in on each one of them. You see he gets a trigger there, and then sends one more in. Nothing happens there. So now he pretty much knows, okay, I got giant bombs over here. The second set could be where he's going to take his kill squad, but he's not worried about that. If they're there, the golem's going to trigger them. They end up being in the core. I don't know if I mentioned that in the drawing part of the video, which is fine. That's, you know, his kill squad should get in there and help trigger those as well. Drops his kill squad down here. You know, wizards, witches, normal kill squad stuff. Beautiful job offsetting the wall breakers. There is a balloon there that's going after his golem, but pretty quickly the queen gets on it and takes it out. I think it only gets one good bomb drop off before the queen gets in there and takes it out. So right here, the king jumps down. The king's going to go in. As soon as this queen aggro's right here, it's going to shoot the golem. King's locking onto her. Here he goes. Going to take that out. Now, the queen did come over and take out these wizard tigers that I was talking about there. Now, here's where he has his dilemma. He's sending his hogs in, but he's worried about that last bomb there, and he, I think, mistakenly sends in some hogs down here. What's that, 4 or 5 hogs by themselves. It's just, it splits them up too much. You see 3 hogs go flying there early. So now he's got to start dropping his heals, keeping these hogs up. Giant bomb goes off there, and I think he lost a few hogs there because the golem happened to jump in. The hogs triggered one, a golem jumped in and triggered the second one. But a few hogs make it. Now you'll see right here what I'm talking about. Look at these hogs splitting up here crazy. I mean, going all different directions, and those are just lost hogs. They take out a few defenses, but really they're just lost. He has to keep that heal for his big group over here. Does a good job healing them up, but just has lost too many at this point. Not enough hogs left. All that point defense over here, those Teslas, the cannon, just heals running out, and it's pretty much over at this point. We'll start to fast forward because it's, you know, he's going to get the 2-star. It's a nice attack. It just, I think a few mistakes, and I think sort of catching him off guard, not knowing where everything is, it makes a difference. So we'll go back to the drawing board, look at the corrections that that Soon did to make this a 3-star attack. I think you're going to see that this is just part of it, guys. That's what this series is about. It's about looking at the attack beforehand, making adjustments, and getting a 3-star, even if it's new information or information you already had just watching how the attack played out. So let's get back to the drawing board. All right, guys. Like I said, the whole premise of this series is about the cleanup. It's about taking information, whether it be something that, like in this scenario, the bomb locations, the trap locations weren't known and now they are, or simply, okay, we both knew the trap locations, but here's how these troops performed. Here's what, you know, you thought you might do an attack, and those troops were either successful or not successful. You take the good, you eliminate what didn't go correctly, and you make a better plan. So that's what it's all about. That's what cleanup attacks are. So Soon does exactly that. He takes what worked and he eliminates what didn't. Knowing that the bombs are over in this location, Soon drops a giant and then all 3 of these loons right here. 1, 2, 3. They take out all 3 of those defenses. Boom, gone. The archer towers that can hit them are focused on that giant for the most part at the start. They work their way around and they get the CC lure. So for that, you know, 20 troop space, he's eliminated 3 defensive buildings, eliminated a double giant bomb location, and got the clan castle lure. So that's amazing. Then he simply drops down his anchors. You know, same thing. Kill squad wasn't broke. The location wasn't broke. It all worked well. The golem going in, same thing. Wall breakers on the corner, everything going in. The jump spell, all that, nothing changed. Perfect. No reason to change it. They get in there and trigger the bombs for them. But now the deployment of the hogs Soon did completely differently. He knows that there's no bombs up here. So what he did was pretty interesting. He drops a giant here to come in. So obviously going to start taking for that Tesla there and for these defenses here. He drops one, I believe, up here, and he drops one here. Now, they're tanking for this point defense, and because he does that, he does a 4-finger drop. Hogs, 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 and hogs. 4-finger drop up top. They immediately go in. Now, the downside, and I'll get to it in just a moment, he also drops a giant right here and a few hogs coming in this direction to take out these 2 buildings that were left. This is almost like how we talk about with the Asian wall. The advantage of a 4-finger drop is the same as the advantage of an Asian wall. all of these defenses are being targeted and taken out at the exact same time. So 4 defenses, boom, go down. They're going to immediately move to the next. Now those same group of hogs are targeting 4 new defenses. So they're going in, or maybe they go this way. It's just the speed at which the defenses are being taken out. That's the advantage. The disadvantage is obvious. You'll see it right here in this area. The spring traps. The hogs get in, they get sprung, and now this doesn't get taken out. Okay, there's nothing there to finish it off. The hogs have to come back later. But it's almost like you'll be watching the attack and you'll see what I'm talking about when it starts, and you're thinking, oh no, it's not going well. But all of a sudden, this entire outer part of the base is gone. These are gone. This is gone. This is already gone. And look what's left. Not much. You start dropping heels, and even though there's not many hogs coming left in there, it's enough. You know, there's just a few hogs left. If you got, what, 8, 10 hogs, it's going to be plenty because most of the defenses have gone down. So a very nice decision for deployment by Soon, and a good job. You know, those giants can really, I think sometimes people overuse them, but if they can soak up point damage, if there's 2, definitely if there's 3 point defenses that you can put, you know, in front of those hogs, a giant in front of those hogs to soak it up, it's well worth it. That 5 troop space is better than 1 more hog, but be careful on that because you can't overuse it for splash damage, things like that. Your hogs don't need a giant. It's just for point defense they need it. It's the same sort of principle behind a surgical hog attack. This is not a surgical hog attack. This was more of a 4-finger drop Asian wall style, but it's the same principle. If you can get those defenses to go down multiple defenses at one time, it gives you a leg up. So let's watch Soon do it, and then we'll wrap this thing up. Okay, here you go. You see Soon gets the advantage of knowing where the bombs are just to focus his efforts right on the bomb location instead of having to test every location as Shadow did. Drops the giant. You see right there the giant just now went down, so just now his balloons start taking damage, but there's 3 of them, so they have plenty of juice to get over there, take out that archer tower, and then as you see the CC troops coming right out. So that was awesome. Great use of troops to get that much out of those. Just amazing. Drops down an anchor here. Again, this was not a problem with the original attack. No reason to improve on it or fix it. That one witch right there, boom, she gets taken out. It was too close. Should have dropped both witches over there at the same location and give a little separation with the skeletons that they're spawning, and they wouldn't have lost that first witch. But besides that, good job on the kill. The golem goes down. A few wall breakers. Lets everything right in. Obviously, the bombs are there. The bombs are not there, but the jump spell is going to send them into the queen, and the bombs inside that core there are going to get triggered by his kill squad. As soon as this gets underway here and the king gets taken out, you'll see he starts to drop the giants up top here. They're going to start soaking up damage, drawing fire from all those defensive troops, and then he's going to send in his hogs. Again, that 4-finger drop, he's getting right. What took him a moment there was getting his fingers in the right position. Probably used both hands. Boom, here they come in, and now you see all of that going on at once. Again, down here at the bottom, 5 defenses being taken out at one time with the hogs. You see over here what I'm talking about? That group didn't work. The spring trap through the hogs, there wasn't enough left. But now his hogs are there. They're starting to converge. They're starting to get in the same area. He's got heal spells for him. He's got 1 remaining, which he's obviously going to use here on this last little area that has defenses. And as you see, it sort of looked like it might not be going good. And all of a sudden, as the hogs start clumping back up, oh, wait, he does. He's got about, 8 or 10 hogs left. That's plenty because all it is right now is cleanup time. All the bombs are negated for the most part. Just a beautiful attack. So really nice job, Soon. Way to take the information given to you, turn it into a wonderful 3-star cleanup attack. Hope you guys like it. Hope you learned something from it. Until next time, Jake from OneHive, doing my best to help you guys suck less.